Hey, welcome to a special episode of the franchise, where we're going to talk about my favorite current movie franchise, Knives Out. Now, the questions I get asked the most as a host of this show, when people find out I host this show, are what is your favorite franchise of all time? And what is your favorite franchise right now? And for the right now question, for years I've been saying The Fast and the Furious, and I'm about to change my choice. Okay. I'm the D train, Daniel Ehrenberg. I mean, we're about to talk about some Benoit Blanc up in this bitch. He's going to solve two mysteries. And to talk about it, I'll probably bring in my co host here. How about this? Logan B. Adair.
Ho ho ho! Omaha, Omaha. I
No,
forgot to do that
stop
part.
making the Santa Claus's
All right.
references.
Good morning, guys. Merry Christmas. We're back for another edition of the franchise. There's gonna be three mysteries. One of us is gonna die actually during the episode.
I hope it's not me.
Well, I hope it's not me.
Well, I hope it is you. I've got more to live for.
I hope it's me too.
Okay. Logan,
Yes.
I have all the notes about Knives Out, but like it's pretty recent. But we'll talk about it. So Ryan Johnson, I guess we should get into that guy, right?
Yeah, big director.
Big director at this point. He made a Star War. He's been nominated for Oscars.
Breaking Bad, right?
That's right. He directed like a bunch of the best episodes, or maybe just like three of the best episodes, but still.
He did The Fly.
Yeah, and he did Ozymandias, which is
Oh, yeah.
like the third to last episode,
I think
which is
second.
much better than second to last is Gray
Okay,
Matter.
you're right. You're right.
The it's the third to last episode, and it's much better than the second to last episode and last episode.
Yes, but I don't think they'd get bad.
I don't like the finale.
I'm fine with it.
Anyway, Johnson, he got his start, and I avoided him like the plague when he first came out, and I'll tell you why. He had a tendency to work with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And I am not a fan. I don't like the way he changes his voice to try to sound like an adult, even though when he talks normally, he sounds like a little baby. He's got a baby head. He's got slicked back hair because he's trying to look like some kind of Italian mobster sometimes. And I don't understand why, because he's like, to me, he just looks like a fucking milquetoast kid who would have gotten beaten up in high school. I don't know. So JGL. I avoided him. The first movie was Brick. Did you ever see that?
Nope.
It's a total genre exercise. That's all it is. Some people really like this movie, but it's just like a film noir in a high school. Like that's the hook.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've seen that before. That's Veronica Mars, basically.
Well, I will watch it. I actually meant to before this, but then it snuck up on us this week.
Well, I caught up this year. I there were a few I hadn't seen, and now I've
Well, I
seen
saw Looper. Remember that? Remember I want to watch Looper?
more like Pooper.
Yeah, more like Pooper.
Very good. All right. After Brick, Brothers Bloom. He did that one. And oh, my phone started playing the trailer for it. And I'll tell you what, that was good.
Yeah, you like this one. 4
Yeah, I
stars.
thought this one was good because this is the first one that really like felt like him. Like it's good. It's a style. It's got a good cast, wide ranging cast. It's smart. It's funny. It's weird. It's good. So then, he directed an episode of Terriers, one of my favorite all time shows that nobody knows about.
You lie. You never talked about Terriers one time.
Are you fucking kidding me? I've seen every episode of Terriers multiple times.
Fake fan. D-Train's a fake fan of Terriers.
You a bitch, man.
He's never mentioned that show.
That's bullshit. I guarantee you I've mentioned that show on this podcast.
I've never even heard of that. I don't think you ever mentioned it.
Anytime Donal Logue has come out, I bring up Terriers. I guarantee you.
No, we talk about him a lot. That's never come up.
Yes, it has. You just don't remember because that's not a show that means anything to you.
I mean, you're right. I wouldn't notice, but... Okay.
Exactly. All right, so after that, he did Looper. I'm a fan of that one, despite JGL.
It's fine.
All right. I just like the world. Like it's like a future-y thing. So Ryan Johnson has like a good brain for that. I just liked spending time in his version of the future more than anything in the actual plot.
No, I get that.
Yeah. So then he was gonna do Knives Out. That was his big plan. He came up with Knives Out between Brick and the Brothers Bloom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then he fleshed it out after he wrote Looper. And but then he got sidetracked, man, because Kathleen Kennedy turned up on his doorstep and was like, "You want to make a Star War?"
Yeah, I can't say no to that.
Yeah, he can't say no to that. So he made a Star War. Everyone fucking hated it, even though it's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
my favorite of the new ones, at least.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure. And it's like my third favorite ever.
I'm gonna rewatch it. It's on my rewatch list. But I mean, I felt like they were downhill. Like Force Awakens was the best, and then Rise of Skywalker is by far the worst.
Nah, Force Awakens is so like let's remake Star Wars. This one's like
I
cool
oh, I've
shit,
never
makes you think.
heard that opinion before.
I know. You can't even talk about Star Wars anymore without being annoying.
I know. It really is true. It's impossible.
And I don't even mean it to be annoying when I'm
Nobody has good takes on Star Wars. Everybody should just shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah. All right. So he did Star Wars, then he did this. By the way, is he ever doing that trilogy that people were like, Rian Johnson?
Fuck no. He says he is, but it's never gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? That Disney's never taking another risk in their goddamn lives.
Yeah. Well, they got Bob Iger back, remember?
Yeah, that's right. And he's there to smash it down, so everything's IP, baby. So Knives Out was 2019, and the only thing he's done since then is another Knives Out movie, bro.
Yeah. Should we talk about 2019? A fucking great movie year.
Is it?
Oh yeah, 2019 ruled.
What else was 2019?
Well, also I might be biased. This was the year I was seeing the most stuff, like 17, 18, 19.
Is this when you were working in a movie theater?
No, this was after I was working in, but I was going all the time. I was working at Domino's, and all my off days I was going to the movies.
What were you saying? What were the movies that year? Because
Everything.
this is like, I mean, I feel like that's so recent. Like I can't even place like what year that was.
I'll pull up my list, but it's like Uncut Gems was that year. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was that year.
Oh yeah.
Parasite won Best Picture, if you remember.
Oh yeah, well that was exciting. Yeah,
Marriage Story, The Irishman, Us, Ready or Not, Midsommar, Fighting with My Family, Long Shot. Right, this is a good year. Good Boys, Hustler, Ford v Ferrari,
Between Two Ferns, the movie.
Between Two Ferns, the movie, Little Women, Jojo Rabbit, Crawl, that fucking alligator movie.
Jojo cool movie. Rabbit, get out of here.
That's a good movie.
Fuck that movie. Beach Bum, Ad Astra,
you see
First Cow,
is
The
my
Assistant.
Name?
They really were a lot that year. Hustlers, The Lighthouse. Yeah, you recommended that movie to me. I saw it on your recommendation. Oh. It was good.
Toy Story 4. Did I say that one?
Fuck that.
John Wick 3. I feel like you hate John Wick.
I don't hate John Wick. I just think they're fine.
That's my favorite franchise going right now, John Wick.
Really? Is that true?
I don't know. I love Knives Out.
Do you think anybody in the world remembers why the third John Wick movie is called Parabellum?
No, I don't.
I don't think you could find one person. I think if you asked Keanu Reeves what the title of John Wick 3 was, he wouldn't remember.
Ma came out this year.
What a movie.
The Lodge, which I recommended to you.
Is that the one where that
Riley
goes crazy
Keough?
at the end? Yeah, that was fucking cool, man. That one stuck with me. I think about it sometimes.
Ooh, you know what else came out this year? It Chapter 2.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the awards. So this movie, Knives Out,
Frozen
came out
2. Ooh.
All right, easy. It came out November 27th, 2019, towards the end of the year. Did you see it in theaters?
This movie?
Yeah.
For sure I saw this in theaters. I saw this with my stepbrother. And we'll get into like the movie, but yeah.
I didn't see it for a while. Like, I want to say end of December, early January. It was like it leaked on the internet, like an HD rip of it leaked on the internet.
Right, I remember your review.
Yeah, and I watched that, and then I was so blown away by it. This has never happened before or since. I was so blown away by a rip of a movie that I then went to see it in theaters.
Yeah, and worth everything.
Absolutely. And like, I'm not really a big rewatcher of movies, and I've seen Knives Out now, I think 5 times.
Yeah, I think something similar for me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a good one. All right. It cost $40 million to make, which is astonishing because they almost never make movies for $40 million anymore. That's mid-budget. I feel like now we only make movies for like $18 million or $300 million.
Yeah, it's either Blumhouse or Disney.
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what
It's
we get
either
these days.
Blumhouse or Marvel. That's what movies are now. But this was a mid-range one, man. He brought a murder mystery in to the studio, and they were basically like, "We'll give you $40 million to make it if you could corral like a cast that's exciting to people." And he got James Bond to be in it, so like whatever.
Yeah, he
They
fucking
could
did.
sell it on that.
James Bond, by the way, Daniel Craig, all of his credits are known for James Bond credits.
I saw that. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it really is. This should, or at least Glass Onion should be on there, I feel like.
Listen, Chris Evans, all his credits are Captain America, and that's because that's all he fucking does.
Yeah,
but
I noticed they're the exact same.
But Daniel Craig has long been a good, varied, interesting actor. Like, why isn't like Logan Lucky on that shit or something like that?
Yeah,
Or Layer Cake or something.
Yeah, sure.
So this came out, it was a hit, man. $312.9 million at the worldwide box office. It came in at number 15 for the year. Between John Wick 3, it made slightly less than John Wick 3, and slightly more than whatever the fuck How to Train Your Dragon came out that year.
The third one, The Hidden World or something like that?
I think that is accurate, yes. I can't believe you remember that.
I think that's the only one with a subtitle.
Are you sure?
I think the 2 is just 2.
Okay. This was nominated for awards. Oscars. It was only nominated for 1 Oscar. That kind of surprised me. I thought it was nominated for more.
Screenplay, right?
Yeah, screenplay. And it lost to Parasite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that fucker couldn't even write it in English.
Come on.
No,
that's tough because you can't even really argue it. But
I know.
This is like
I was
fucking
excited
tight
for it at the time. I sort of wish like Parasite won picture and Knives Out won screenplay.
I would have loved that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this movie deserves a screenplay Oscar. This is one of the greatest screenplays I've ever seen.
It gets better and better with every. I don't know if you agree or not, but I mean, it was a 5 the first time, and every time I watch it, it's just better and better and better and better.
Yeah, I know. And like, if you don't like this movie, like, turn off the podcast now. We're gonna be praising the shit out of it.
Yeah. Maybe skip to the Glass Onion part.
Yeah. I mean, I like that too, though. So whatever. Golden Globes. It did get a few of those because it cracked into the comedy/musical categories.
It's the GGs, the Golden Globes. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press, mostly French.
It lost Best Comedy/Musical to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think Knives Out's better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I agree with you.
As big a Tarantino guy as I am.
Yeah, coming out of that year, the top 4 that year is so set in stone. It's like better than name a top 4 of any other year. It's tough to compete with this, Uncut Gems, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I do think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is now 4th on that list.
I would agree with that. Although
I didn't think that in the year. I think in 2019 that was probably my favorite.
No, not mine. Parasite was easily my favorite that year, except I have not felt like watching Parasite since I saw Parasite, and I've watched it 5 times. I think about it. I think about it just because I'm a bottom feeder in that community. Like, I'm a lobby attendant in a luxury condo building, or I was until I quit this week, gang. I quit partly because of Knives Out, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, this was before we watched Knives Out, right?
I know, but I was thinking about
probably more White Lotus.
It was on the docket, But fuck White Lotus. But Knives Out, the wish fulfillment of that movie, of Ana de Armas taking down this entire rich family. It's not even one person. It's multiple generations of a shitty rich family, just taking them down to nothing.
Just by being a nice lady.
Just by being a decent person.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I mean, it's bullshit. It would never happen in life. It's impossible. But it is the greatest wish fulfillment I could ever ask for. Anyway, back to the Golden Globes. Daniel Craig was nominated for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy for his performance as Benoit Blanc. A lot of people gave him shit for his accent. I think it's funny as hell.
Really? People gave him shit? I don't remember that.
Yeah, some people were down on it at the time.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. To the point where Ryan Johnson was thinking about, he was considering having Benoit Blanc in every movie, just inexplicably have a different accent,
Yeah.
which I'm glad he didn't do.
Yeah, I kind of like that, but I also like this, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Craig lost to Taron Egerton for playing Elton John in
Yeah.
Rocket Man. Good
Yeah,
job.
you saw
Golden
that, right?
Globes.
What do you
no,
think?
I would never watch
You never
that.
saw that?
No.
I thought you did see that.
Dude, it was by like the same people that made Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm not sitting through another one of those.
Bryan Singer or whatever?
No, but the dude who replaced Bryan Singer and the screenwriter.
Really?
Yeah. Because remember, Bryan Singer got fired halfway through that movie and got replaced by Dexter something.
Yeah, but I don't remember the same guy did Rocket Man too.
Yeah, that dude.
But people
ended up
like Rocket
directing
Man.
I
People
don't
thought that was good,
care.
though.
I know people liked it. Well, why is it good? Why would it possibly be good? What's
I don't
interesting about Elton John even?
He's gay, right?
I mean, so?
Fascinating.
There's lots of people that are gay.
Yeah, but he dresses interestingly.
What,
He's
he
got
wrote-
like glasses and hats and shit.
He wrote the music for part of Crocodile Rock and not the lyrics. That's what I'm impressed by. What the fuck?
You know, like Tiny Dancer? It's a great song.
I love Tiny Dancer, but I don't know that I have the same love for Tiny Dancer if not for that one scene in Almost Famous.
Really, I love that song way before I saw that movie.
Not me, man. Almost Famous turned me on to that shit, man. I feel like I'm saying man a lot in this episode.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
I didn't notice.
All right, great. Ana de Armas was also nominated in the musical comedy category as actress, and she lost to a great actress named Aquafina.
Oh wait, never mind.
That was for The Farewell.
Oh, that's a comedy. That's what I was gonna say, but I thought that was drama.
I kind of thought it was a drama too. I think Golden Globes just put it in comedy because she's in it.
Oh yeah, she's funny, right, guys?
Yeah, it must be a comedy.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it is comedy. I don't know.
yeah, I've never seen it, to be fair. The Saturn Awards, it also got in there.
So Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn, whoa, sci-fi blessed films.
It won the award for Best Thriller of the Year, one of their many genre categories.
Great.
Yeah. Daniel Craig was nominated for Best Actor, and he lost in a very annoying loss. He lost to Nepo baby John David Washington for his performance in Christopher Nolan's Tenet.
That was that year.
Yeah. I mean, no, that was 2020, right? Because that was a Pando movie.
I thought that was 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, this might have been one of those years where they covered like a year and a half
Double
or 2
up.
years. Yeah, they doubled up.
That's stupid.
I agree. Chris Evans was nominated for Best Supporting Captain America in a Movie, and he lost to Bill Hader for It Chapter 2. How do you feel about that?
No, stupid.
I feel like the Saturn Awards were fucking off this year by a lot.
Neither of them deserve it. I mean,
Yeah.
Chris Evans is good, but
How about this? Ana de Armas, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which I don't Supporting Actress, which I don't understand because she's clearly the lead of this movie.
yeah,
I think she's in it more than Daniel Craig is, and she beats and Jamie Lee Curtis also nominated in that category, by the way, for this movie.
Yeah.
But she won. Ana de Armas, she got a Saturn Award,
great.
and this movie also won for Best Editing, which I like. Good job, Saturn Awards. And it lost Best Music to John Williams for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Yep, makes sense. Does he
Come
do new stuff every
on.
time or what?
I think he writes like 5 minutes of new music for every Star Wars movie.
I never even noticed any.
And
new
then
music.
everything else is just like the old themes and shit.
Yeah,
Like, you don't have to do a lot of work. You just throw up bam, 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 bam. Yeah, all right, I'm in. I mean, the only Star Wars movie that should win Best Music is the original because it has all that great jizz music in the cantina.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You familiar with the term jizz music?
Oh yeah.
Great. Love that, George Lucas. All right, so let's get into Knives Out, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Let's get our knives out.
Knives Out, by the way, the title, I always suspected this. It's based on a Radiohead song.
Oh.
It's a Radiohead song called Knives Out. I believe it's track 6 on Amnesiac. And I always figured this was a reference to that because I've never heard of anything else called Knives Out. And when I was doing research for this, I did find an interview with Ryan Johnson where he said directly, yes.
And then Glass Onion's the same thing, right?
Yeah, so I guess all the titles of these are going to be based on songs. And I like that he goes for like major bands. Like it's been Radiohead and the Beatles so far. And also like the movies end. Like this one ended with Glass Onion by the Beatles and the last one ended with a Stones song. Like he's only picking like the most iconic shit for this series, which I love.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the next one will be called?
Life
Life is a Highway?
That's not as iconic.
That's
No,
the
it'll
famous
be-
band.
What? Who even sings that?
Oh, no, I'm actually thinking about the, that's actually a remake song. Rascal Flatts, they remade it.
Oh my God! Why are you? This is your Alabama coming out, making Rascal Flats references.
Well, I was trying to think of somebody obscure that you wouldn't know, but then I thought of a song
I
that's
know
not
Rascal
even their
Flats
song.
because they played themselves on one episode of CBS's Yes Dear.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Rascal Flatts was on Yes Dear.
Yeah, they all went to a Rascal Flats concert and then they met them.
Holy cow, I don't recall that episode.
It was incredible. All right, so this movie opens. How does it open?
It opens, that guy fucking killed himself, right?
Yeah, it's they really play with time in this movie. In the second one, they do a thing where there's just one extended flashback in the middle of the movie explaining some shit.
Yeah.
But in this one, I feel like we're constantly jumping back and forth to the point where you could get confused if you're not paying attention.
Kind of, but I think they do the interviews all really well.
Yeah, I
don't think it's that hard to
appreciated the interviews. I much preferred the character introductions in this movie to the sequel. That was probably my least favorite part of the sequel, to be honest. And it's because we meet the characters in the sequel all on their own, and it's just like we're seeing them through their own perspective, and they all come across like assholes and shitheads that I don't want to spend time with.
And these are, it's more compelling because it's a family. The other one is just like friends, and you're like, why are these people friends? Do they like have anything in common? What's
but they
going
do.
on here? What's
They
the
do
dynamic?
ultimately, which I appreciate. But in this movie,
Kind
yeah,
of. I mean, you don't really
on.
understand why Catherine Hahn spends a bunch of time with Dave Bautista, right? I don't feel like they have much in common. But they hang out with the same
all
people,
they have
I
in
guess.
common is they're making money from the same shit.
But to
And
begin with,
that's
they
all
weren't.
anybody
They
needs
were just
to have in
friends.
common anymore. Oh, right. They were like a creative collective, right? That's what they were.
I guess.
She
But
was
that
all-
seems weird. Like suburban mom, senators always hanging out with this like 20.
Well, you don't know that's
8-year-old,
what she was like when she started.
Well, she was like a middle-aged mom, I think. And then she like he got her elected for like all that stuff.
Yeah, but when we first see them at the Glass Onion like 10 years ago, she might have been like just like a single lady.
I guess so. I guess it was 10 years ago.
Anyway, but in this one, it's a family. The Thrombies. That name, I read that he took it from a Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I like
That's
it. It's a
pretty
good name.
fun. Yeah, Harlan Thromby. And it's Christopher Plummer. He's a famous mystery novelist. And in this, and he kills himself. His death is ruled a suicide, but there might be foul play. You know, Benoit Blanc suspects foul play.
Yeah. Well, he was hired by somebody, so whoever hired him suspects foul play.
Right, and he doesn't really know who hired him either, which is
Yeah, he got
interesting.
like a envelope with some money.
Right. But I really appreciated the character introductions being interviews about like the crime because you're seeing them not on their own. Like you're seeing them from Benoit Blanc's perspective.
Mhm.
And so it's easier to like follow along with like what he's thinking and where we are in the mystery and shit. I feel like Glass Onion's a lot harder to guess shit. And probably by design.
Well, I'll tell you. There have been 2 Knives Out movies, and I have guessed both Knives Out movies.
That's insane, really?
Yeah, and while I was watching it, I've like called it both times because of like I've actually caught on to it. It's kind of been upsetting. Like I've never experienced a Knives Out movie.
How'd
fully.
you catch on to this one?
On this one, when I mean, should we spoil the movie? I guess who cares?
We're gonna
Well, I saw-
spoil the shit out of both of these movies. Like, if you haven't seen Glass Onion yet, don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, definitely go watch the movie. I was sitting there with my stepbrother. We're watching this in the movie theater. That lady says, "You did this," and I was like, "What? Why is she doing that?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, that dude's name was Hugh from the beginning."
Oh
Whenever he
my
walked in
god,
the party,
you're
he
so
said his name was
fucking
Hugh.
smart, dude.
I
'Cause
know, I
Now, every time I watch the movie when she says that, I'm like, that is genius. But I for sure didn't catch it the first time.
Yeah, and I called I told my stepbrother, I was like, you fucking switched the fucking medicine, and then she did it right. I called the whole.
Oh
It was
my
like
God.
it was like an out of body experience watching the first Knives Out. And then
Incredible.
the second movie, Glass Onion, I saw when he handed Batista the drink, so I knew. That
I
he
heard
killed
other
Batista.
people say that too. Yeah, he does a thing in Glass Onion where there's a few moments like that where he like does things in plain sight.
Yeah, you see what he's doing. If you
Yeah.
another moment I did not see this, but when what's that character's name? Andy, right? The character that died and her sister's there. When she's doing like the spying and she tosses like a recording device inside Almost Fame
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson's bag. And you see it when you're watching the scene. When you're watching just Kate Hudson talk, you see her bag move.
No, that is
I swear to
great.
God. Yeah, it's
Holy
awesome.
shit! I can't.
I
wait
didn't
to
notice
rewatch.
it.
I might rewatch this movie today.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, but back to Knives Out. What was I gonna say?
He's dead. The maid comes in. She finds a dead body. Who did it?
The maid.
Right.
Everyone in this movie is a great actor. The maid, who's barely in the movie, is Edie Patterson from The Righteous Gemstones.
I knew
She's
you
so
would know her.
fucking funny. She also plays Bean Dip on Comedy Bang Bang the podcast. One of the great all time Comedy Bang Bang characters. And Christopher Plummer is the dead guy.
He's dead in real life. By the way,
He's dead in real life now.
Yeah.
Do you think did he kill himself on this movie?
No. He has done 2 things since this, and he's got a thing coming out too. So this isn't the last thing he did. Although that
Was all the money in the world before or after this?
definitely before. That was like 2017.
Okay, yeah. I recently watched that, and it was
Yeah,
better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, you talking about it. A guy like didn't bail his kid out of jail or some shit, or he's
Yeah,
in trouble and he didn't. I
He's
don't
the richest man in the. It's a true story. He's the richest man in the
know.
world,
I think
and
grandson.
his grandson gets kidnapped, and he wouldn't pay the bail money.
Crazy.
I know, hilarious.
They share the same name. I'm seeing right now. John Paul Getty. They share the same name. He still wouldn't let him out.
That's right.
He was the third. That grandson.
That's right. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
All right. So the main character of this movie really is the
main
family's
what?
maid. The main-
Right.
and
Well, no,
that-
she's the nurse.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she's not even a maid. She's
Edie's
considered
the maid.
She's considered the help. I love that moment where she says, going back to his name being Hugh,
Mhm.
when she says, your name, you make the help call you Hugh because you're an asshole.
She is. I mean, spoiler alert. She's my MVP in this movie, and I'm not sure she'll ever have a performance better than this. I think she's like too big for her own britches these days.
What do you mean, man? I just don't know that she's getting cast and shit like this right now.
I mean, she was Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, studios have a hard time with Ana de Armas because she's a good actor, but she works with an accent, which bothers mainstream studios, and she is so beautiful. So like the impulse is to cast her in these like real leading lady kind of roles. Ryan Johnson's the only dude I've seen that was like, let's make her a fucking nurse.
Yeah, she also, by the way, is in. Did you watch No Time to Die? Have you seen that, by the way?
I've not seen that, but I did see her as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde.
Okay, and you think she's good in that? She'll probably be nominated for something, right?
She's good in it, but also like she's got an accent. Marilyn Monroe is not a Latino woman.
Yeah.
So I just don't think she's getting cast in the right shit. I think the high point of her career so far was this.
Yeah, and I think it'll be tough to beat. She's really, really good in this movie.
Iconic. And maybe one of my favorite heroes. Like if I sat down and made a list of my favorite heroes in movies, Marta Cabrera. She might be in my top 10.
We should do that one day. Top heroes, and we should cast the heroes and villains.
Yeah, we could do that.
Season.
Heroes and villains. You want to do a heroes versus villains season of Survivor cast, but with movie characters?
Yeah, that'd be.
All right, get ready for that on the fucking Patreon. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go through some of the others though, like the family. You've
Yeah.
got a few little crevices, a couple little family units. There's the Michael,
three different little pods, right?
three little pods. Yeah, there's the Michael Shannon part of the family, and hey, it's great to see Michael Shannon hanging around.
Yeah. What do you mean?
And no, I just love it. Anytime he's in a movie, it's like a plus.
Yeah, he's like one of the best.
One of the best, yeah. So he runs his father's like publishing empire, but has never written anything for himself. And his wife in this is much younger, Ricky Lindholm from Garfunkel and Oates, and he has two daughters, Meg.
No, it's his son.
Oh, I'm fucking that up.
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one daughter, by the way. Who's
Yeah,
the other
but isn't
daughter?
no? I meant the son and a daughter. Aren't they brother and sister?
No, they are, I guess, cousins.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but the son.
Because she is Tony Collette's daughter.
Well, I knew you'd be excited about her because you're big.
Oh yeah, Hannah
Any
Baker.
opportunity to reference 13 Reasons Why, you'll
Oh, yeah.
jump.
And
at
he
it.
does this. I feel like Ryan Johnson loves teen shows because in the next movie he did the same thing with that Batista's girlfriend.
Who's that?
She's in that show Outer Banks. I've been telling you to watch.
Oh, holy shit! I didn't realize
she's the main
that.
girl in Outer Banks.
I
bro.
didn't. Man, maybe I'll watch that.
Sarah
shit now.
Cameron.
She's pretty
Hell
fucking
yeah.
smoking, dude.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the kid in this, he's like alt-right Nazi kid. I love when when Benoit is going through like the plot in
Yes.
at the end of the movie, and he says, and that was the things that were heard by the little Nazi boy masturbating in the bathroom.
Yeah. I thought that was so funny.
It's one of the best lines in the movie. All right, then there's also married Jamie Lee Curtis and Don Johnson.
Yep.
And Don Johnson's cheating on her, and Harlan's not happy about it.
And
And,
their
uh,
son is Chris Evans.
Right, named Ransom. He goes by his middle name Ransom, but his real name's Hugh.
That's right.
Yeah, and he doesn't show up until like halfway through the movie. I forgot how late Chris Evans shows up in this.
It's not halfway through, but it is later than everybody else. He skipped the funeral. We learned later because he had to go replace the vials or go like switch them back to what they were.
I really adore the running bit about the funeral where everyone keeps telling Marta that they wanted her there, but they were outvoted.
That's like Get Out, right? Like I would have voted for Obama for.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good call. It is like that. All right, and then did we skip anybody? Oh, and then Toni Collette.
Yes.
Toni Collette, one of my favorite all-time actresses, and I believe one of the sexiest women in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know you thought that.
That United States of Tara show. I've never been able to get her out of my head since that.
Yeah, I feel like she does a lot of nudity. Toni Collette.
Oh yeah.
The staircase.
Yeah, she gives us a little bit, man. She's like Kate Winslet, not afraid. Let's just do it.
Oh yeah, she's not afraid.
No, Winslet, I can name like double-digit movies where you see her boobs. It's great.
Double? That doesn't seem possible.
I feel like I could if I thought about it.
Right. Well, don't try it. That'll
Okay.
take too long.
Great. Yeah, this isn't Mr. Skin.
No.
All right. So her daughter is the 13 Reasons Why girl.
Yep.
I don't know her.
She's the main girl, Hannah Baker.
Yeah, but like
She fucking killed herself.
she's
bro.
wait, she's the one who killed herself?
Oh yeah, she fucking bites it at the end of the season.
But then how is she like in the show?
Well, she's a ghost in season 2.
Are
and it
you
does
fucking kidding me?
and it does flashbacks to season 1 because season 2 is about the trial that it's about. So season 2 is about the family
What
of Hannah
trial?
Baker.
She committed
I'm
suicide.
telling you, it's about the family of Hannah Baker takes the school to trial because they didn't like protect her in any of the bullying. So it's about like all the bullies going on stand and being like, yeah, this happened, and they're trying to cover stuff up. It's pretty interesting.
Somebody should sue
That's my
that
favorite
show
season, maybe.
for glorifying suicide.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
Yeah. I mean, I never saw a single episode, so I don't actually have an opinion on that. I just know that was like the party line for a while.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have an investigator named Benoit Blanc who prefers to stay in the background at first, just hitting that piano key anytime he wants Lakeith Stanfield to ask whether people arrived at the same time.
Lakeith Stanfield, by the way, is like the 10th lead of the movie, and he's pretty great.
He is great in this. It might be my favorite Lakeith Stanfield performance. I mean,
No,
I love him in Atlanta, and I love him in Short Term 12, but he really is like.
I like him in Uncut Gems. I think he's cool in that movie when he keeps like trying to be friends with Kevin Garnett.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the same year, by the way. He does Uncut Gems and Knives Out the same year.
It's because Atlanta was so big at this time. Like it was nominated for every Emmy, and like all three of those dudes. I mean, and Zazie Beetz even was like getting tons of work.
Yeah,
they made.
Remember, he's also in Get Out
Domino.
for a second. He's like that guy who gets taken at the very beginning.
He's the. And you see him later at the party, like he's brainwashed and shit. He's the one.
That's a big trailer moment.
He says "Get out." He has the title line in that fucking movie.
Well, they probably say it a bunch, but yeah, he does say it. Yeah,
but that's like the big moment. Get out, like during the party.
Yeah, the picture. He takes a picture. It flashes, and he like starts going nuts.
That's right. God damn, that's a movie.
Yeah.
What's better, Knives Out or Get Out?
You're asking what's better?
Yeah. I think all the best movies. I think all the best movies are two words, and the second word's out.
Oh, what else is there? Stay Out.
Is that a movie?
Gotta be.
Listen, that's the formula. So if you're struggling with the title right now, that's what it's got to be. Slip Out. Anything.
Better Watch Out. That's 3 words.
What?
Yeah.
Better Watch Out. That
Better Watch Out.
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I never saw that. How is it?
I don't know. I just looked up Out.
Oh, good for you. All right, so let's see. Oh, right. So, and then the other investigator is like this weird milquetoast sort of dude who's like really into the books that Harlan wrote, and he's played by this guy Noah Segan. And did you happen to notice that he's in Glass Onion?
Yeah, he's Daryl.
He's hanging out on that island. He's like the sort of character that's not a part of it, who's just like smoking weed around here and there. And like, that's very weird. Is he?
Must be pals.
Is it the same character?
No, different names.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't know that. He's just Trooper Wagner. He could be Daryl Wagner.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's very possible.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a weird move. Oh yeah, and there's also a grandma hanging around.
Oh yeah, she plays a big part.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many characters because it's a murder mystery. You know, you need to set it up that way. It's real like contained for the most part. There's like a bit with like the medical examiner and the car chase and shit, but it's largely contained to the home, like the family home.
But like the whole second half, they're off doing their own thing.
True. I like when Chris Evans calls it their ancestral home.
Yeah,
and,
that's good.
And Blanc goes,
Blanc laughs
your father bought this in the 80s from a... Yeah, I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, what do you want to get into?
Well, so they set up, like, we get, like, the initial story. We see what happened, where all the people were laying in bed. We see, like, we hear, like, some noises. We see what happened. And then we sort of get, like, what really happened.
Yeah, we get it from, like, a bunch of different perspectives because
that's what Ryan Johnson does. He loves doing that.
Yeah, because we see like what Jamie Lee Curtis hears in her bedroom. We see what Michael Shannon sees on the front porch, and then like finally we're let into the room and we're able to see what was going on between Christopher Plummer and Ana de Armas. And that scene I think is so heartbreaking. It might be Ana de Armas' best moment in the movie. Like when she's like struggling to find the antidote to the morphine.
Mm-hmm. He's very good too, and like all the dialogue's great. Like they have one scene really to make you believe their relationship and get everything,
and you do.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, to the point where like at the end of the movie, when she's in the house and she looks at that painting of him, you like feel the connection between them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what he does is he talks about how like he cut them all out and like told them all to like do things because she said like you wanted them to like do better for them, like you had all this good advice for me. Like it's really sweet, I feel like.
Yeah, I know.
And it is really sad, right? How he kills himself fucking right in front of her, right? He slits his throat
and he
like,
didn't need to.
That's crazy. That seems not cool, I felt like.
Right? Well, I just think Christopher Plummer is like like has a flair for the dramatic. This guy, you know. I love the
But
line.
come on, don't do that to her.
No, I know, but he needs this to get started. Like he needs her to leave the room, and that's like the best.
Then
way
go
to
like,
get her to do it.
I'm gonna do it. Don't
No,
like straight
come
up
on,
do it.
man. He's got to just
I
do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like when
I thought-
Jamie Lee Curtis has a line at one point where like she says, "This whole thing feels like something my father would write, not something he would do."
Right.
I thought that was an interesting line.
Yeah. Well, you're probably supposed to think in the moment, like, is this even real right now? Is this even happening? I don't even know what's going on.
Oh,
I-
that
it's also
never
s-
occurred to me. That's interesting.
Me either, but maybe it's in there for that reason. But it's also sad because he dies thinking that she killed him,
Yeah,
but she didn't even fuck up.
yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Like he doesn't die knowing that Ransom fucked him over.
Yeah, so that's also like a sad.
Yeah, that's very sad. It's sort of tragic.
Very.
Yeah. I mean, he's the only rich guy in this movie you have any sympathy for whatsoever because he's the only one that's actually self-made. Like he's a writer. That's how he got rich. He has talent.
I like how Jamie Lee keeps being like, I self-made all that real estate company.
I
and
know,
they're like,
I
you-
love
with
that.
the money he gave you.
Yeah, they fucking nepo babies all think they started from scratch, and it's because
But that's
they,
like Trump, like a small loan. He kept saying like, they gave me small money to start with. It wasn't that much. I promise, guys.
yeah, and then you find out it was like $10 million from his father.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I would take 10 grand if someone gave me 10 grand. I would be so happy.
Are you kidding me? 10 grand would set me up for over 6 months.
Someone give me fucking $1,000. I'd be ecstatic.
I'd be good for a month. I mean, I'm spending less these days. I don't drink or smoke weed anymore, so like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I basically spend money on food and
You don't have to pay
OnlyFans
for gas or
subscriptions. What?
You don't have to pay for gas or anything like that.
That's true. Yeah, I don't have car insurance. Nothing
Do you,
like that.
do you pay for the subway? I guess I don't even know that.
Yeah, you got to do that. It's a pain in the ass. But
Is
I'm
that a
gonna be
lot?
gone
Probably
soon.
like 50
Hey,
cents.
gang. No,
You're going to get a car? What's going on there?
I might learn how to drive.
Yeah.
I'm moving, guys. Guys, this is big news. I mean, if you're like not a listener of the show regularly, you won't care about this. But I've lived in New York my entire life. Like from the moment I was born till now. I've never lived anywhere else. And now on Monday, like in 3 days, 2 days, fucking hell, I'm moving to Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. And I'm moving in with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big news, gang.
There's big news. A lot going on.
Not with me, though. My life still blows.
No, bro, but you're going to come out eventually.
Yeah, eventually. We'll see what happens. We'll go to a Raiders game, right?
Yeah. I'll take you a Golden Knights game, bro.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. All right.
We'll have to sit through 2 halftimes, but other than that, that'll
Fuck
be fun.
off.
That's a little pre-show.
That's right. I forgot that was pre-show. All right.
So then they get to the will. Well, no, actually, he takes her on the investigation first. He's like, she's good. She vomits when she lies. She's got blood
How do we
on her
feel
shoe.
about that? That's a big criticism by this movie's haters.
That she vomits when she lies?
Yeah, that she like people will say like, "Oh, she has a supernatural power that can tell them when she's lying or not." It's
I
dumb.
understand, but also I don't care.
I feel the same way. Yeah. I mean,
Like it works. Like when Chris Evans takes her to that diner and feeds her a bunch, and then is like, "All right, what happened?" I fucking love that moment. That's a great moment.
they use it in a lot of interesting ways. I also like the part where she
vomits in the cup.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome too. When he's like, "Did he tell you to drive off?" She's like, "Yes," and then she vomits in the cup. Yeah. That's great. All the moments, I think they use it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think they use it as a crutch or anything. It's just like a character trait.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Well, they take her on the investigation, and I thought one moment was.
Is this when they go to that shed with Emmett Walsh?
Is he the guy who does the video recording?
Obviously,
footage?
obviously, everybody knows him as the across the street neighbor from Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, not me. But yeah, so he shows them like the security footage, And she's down there like fast forwarding the tape to be like get to the point where they're at, and she just ejects it, and they're like, "All right, well, I guess it's ejected. Time to go move on to the next part."
But
of the
it's also
investigation."
Emmett Walsh also says like that VCR eats up tapes. So they're thinking, let's get it out of there. Let's put it in one that doesn't fucking eat up tapes.
Okay, so they did explain it. I thought they gave up rather quickly.
No, I understood what was going on in that scene.
Okay.
But Ana de Armas does do a lot during that part to try and fuck up their investigation, which is actually to her detriment because the footprints that she fucks up are probably Chris Evans's footprints.
Right. No, yeah, you're right about that. I do think that that's a great screenplay moment too when he talks about when the dogs show up and he's like, "Well, I do believe dogs are the greatest judge of character." And then Chris Evans shows up and they fucking attack him and you're like, "Oh, he's a bad dude."
They make
he's actually the killer.
Yeah, they make a point of that. Like when Plummer is giving her the plan, like here's what you got to do. He says the dogs know you, so they won't bark specifically, and like they know Ransom too, but they bark because he's not a good person.
Exactly. I do love one part. It's after they read the will. That's a great scene. Everybody flipping out.
Incredible. By the way, using his new friend Yoda as he just worked with fucking Yoda in The Last Jedi, and now here he is as the dude reading the will. You didn't. That was Frank Oz.
No.
Yeah.
That's Frank Oz that reads the will.
Yes.
Why didn't I notice that even when I looked at IMDb?
Indeed.
I'm dumb. I like the part after where she goes when she's leaving the house. They're leaving the house and she goes and gets in her car and then leaves with Chris Evans. But she walks out of the house and the camera is, I don't know if it's on a tripod or a different word that filmmakers want to use, but it's like stationary and it like moves up actually, but it's clearly on something. Then she walks outside and everyone follows her and the camera goes off the thing and starts moving around like it becomes like a handheld
It becomes
shot.
a handheld. Yeah, that's
and it's
right.
fucking great. That's a great part of the movie.
That is
awesome.
Good. It is really good. The way the family turns on her instantly, I mean, it is as predictable as it is disappointing, you know? Because like up to this point, you've all seen them be assholes to her, but
not Hannah Baker.
True, yeah. Well,
she's her friend until that.
We kind of don't find out she's an asshole until the phone call, yeah.
But then she's sort of nice at the end again.
Whatever, fuck her. She's only being nice because Ana de Armas has the money.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. But sorry, what were we on? But the way they turn immediately, like I always forget that moment where Jamie Lee Curtis like calls her a bitch. Like that's her first reaction, like during that scene, is to call her a bitch. Like what the fuck? Like this is something that's happening to this girl.
You know what scene I kind of don't love is when Michael Shannon shows up and he's like banging that fucking cane on the ground. Like,
love that scene.
I kind of don't like.
I think it's the scariest scene in the movie.
It is, but it's like really sudden, and I don't know what his plan was. Like, was he gonna bang her over the head with that?
No,
cane?
No, not at all.
And then what? Steal the money from her bank account?
I think it was just to intimidate her, dude.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
that was pretty lame.
Well, Michael Shannon's character's pretty lame, but like,
yeah, no, you're right.
I do find that scary. Like he's in the hallway, like walking towards her, and
that's definitely scary.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially because it's the only time we see any of the rich people really out of context.
Yeah, I have a question.
Mm.
That's when Chris Evans takes her to the diner and he feeds her all that food and he's like, "All right, tell me what happened," and then it like cuts back. I think that's when it cuts to like Jamie Lee probably when she's like, "Is this real? Is this a story?" And then it cuts back and he's like, "All right, you told me the story." We learn at the end that is when Chris Evans realized that she didn't actually kill him.
Right.
But what did she say that made him realize that? Because in her mind, she did kill him. So like in her retelling of the story, wouldn't she say, "I fucked up. I switched the things and he's dead"?
Yeah.
And then wouldn't he be like, "Oh, I succeeded"?
No, but he switched them. So like in her
in her mind, she doesn't know she did it right yet. In her mind, she thinks that she actually did mess up.
Yeah.
So when she's telling him the story and she says, "I fucked up," he's probably like, "Yes." Why would he think that she reverse fucked up?
I feel like this isn't a hole. I just can't remember the explanation for it.
I feel like it is, but maybe I'm also wrong because everything else makes sense. But also maybe she was like so into what happened and like so animated. She was like, I could have sworn the it looked like the density and the liquid was the same. Like she could have gone really into detail and
Yeah,
he could be
true.
like, oh, I guess she got it right. But
The
I don't
most
know.
imperceptible viscosity.
Are you making up words like Edward Norton in the next one?
No, that was fucking Daniel Craig when he was talking about the difference between the two liquids in the containers. You know.
Yeah. I like when he's like a donut hole inside the other donut, and we don't know if there is a hole or not, so we gotta put the donut. He's going.
I
nuts with the
remember
donuts.
people that didn't like this movie talk shit about that too.
Fucking love the donuts.
I know, it's funny. It's
Yeah,
really that's an underreported part about Knives Out. It's fucking hilarious.
It's very funny, and it also makes sense. Like what he's saying does make sense. Like there's a donut, there's a missing thing in the hole, but then he realizes, oh, inside that hole is actually a different donut with another hole. Like what he's saying does make sense, right?
No, it's true. Like when you actually think about what the mystery is, like what the solution is, like everything he's saying works.
Yeah, everything they say in this movie fucking works.
Hell yeah, bro. All right, what do you want to talk about next?
All right, then. What happened? They're in the diner. They leave. There's like some fire. Oh, I guess that's when he realizes that she didn't kill him, so he starts doing all the fires and stuff, and he turns into a super villain.
And she has to like meet Edie Patterson in that fucking empty store and shit, and she turns out to be. She's dead by the end of the movie, right? I always forget that because there's that fake out where she's supposed to be alive. And then he admits that he did it, and then it turns out that she's dead, and he's
like, I fucking killed her, but guess what? She's not even dead. And then she's like, psych, she is dead. You fucking killed her.
And that's another great use of the fucking vomit thing, because she's fighting that. Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right about that. It ends with the vomit thing also. It comes back like 4 times, and all the times, it's great. I
completely agree. And you know, I like Ana de Armas. She can vomit on me.
Yeah, sure. There's one part where they're at the hospital.
A rainbow shower. You ever hear that term?
No.
That's like, you know, golden showers when you get pissed on. The people who like to get vomited on, that's called a rainbow shower.
I did like, there's one part, I forgot exactly what Daniel Craig said, and it's something I never even really noticed watching this movie before, but he talks about something where he talks about like, what was it that he said? You just said, oh, he said like gravity's rainbow, something about a rainbow.
Yeah, and it's a book. I love and it is a famous book. It's so funny. I can't even tell you the writer of it, but I have heard of that book. And she goes, I know it's a book. I haven't read it though. And he goes, nobody's read it.
Yeah, I looked it up also because he said that. I was like, that must be a joke.
I think it's Thomas Pynchon.
Is that the author?
Yeah, I think so.
But I thought that was cool. Something I never really heard about. Gravity's rainbow.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty good.
And it's like this mystery, how he's gonna get the mystery no matter what. He's just got to be at the end when it comes down, you know.
Hey, is that because that's a good reference, but they also reference a Danica McKellar Lifetime movie, and is that a real movie? I remember looking this up at the time, but I don't remember it.
I don't know. I know that other cop is like, oh, I know that movie. Yeah. I didn't.
Because if that's a real movie, I'd like to watch it. Like, I feel like Knives Out could be like Scream, where I just like watch everything that's referenced.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, there's not that many movies. It's probably just that one.
Oh, maybe I'll read Gravity's Rainbow. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
All right.
So when they're at the hospital and she has like come clean basically, and Chris Evans has come clean, and that woman's in the hospital and she's been injected. I feel like Ana de Armas is easy to be like, all right, well, he told her the truth, or he told them the truth. I guess I'm going to jail now. Instead of wondering like, how did this woman get poisoned? Like, it wasn't me. She's dying. What happened? Like, clearly something's missing.
Yeah, true. I mean,
and she's just like, I guess
clearly
I'm going to jail.
Being framed. Or like, or Edie Patterson thinks that she did it, but like in her brain, like she's been guilty this whole time. Like, despite
that part, she didn't do.
No, she has nothing to do with that shit. But like in her brain, she's like, I killed like this man that I, thought was a great dude.
Yeah, well, I thought she was a little too passive there, like taking the fall for this part when it clearly wasn't her.
I think she's just hit a wall, man. She had that car chase. Like, she's been through so much that day. Like, the fucking news were outside her thing. I think she just hit a wall, like, with running. She was just like, fucking take me in, whatever.
Yeah, that's at a certain point, it's not worth it.
I love that moment where Lakeith Stanfield calls it the dumbest car chase ever.
Yeah, also because when I was thinking back on the movie, I was like, what did I like, what did I not like? Why is there that weird card chase? And then I was like, oh wait, he calls it dumb, so I feel like that negates anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
sells
actually
the
good.
weirdness of it. Yeah, like you're watching it and you're like, is this supposed to be cool?
Yeah, it's a murder mystery. Why is there a car chase? But then he says it was stupid.
Yeah, I like that. What else you got?
What else? Oh, at the end when he stabs her with that fake knife, that's a callback to earlier in the movie. When what's that guy's name? Harlan Thrombey. When he's like, I relate a lot to Ransom. Ransom's like a dumb kid. He doesn't see reality from not reality. He's gonna think like a prop knife is a real knife. He literally says that in the movie.
I never caught that. Great job.
Yeah, thanks. Also, I think it's
Were
funny.
Were you surprised the prop knife the first time you saw the movie?
Oh, absolutely! I was
me
surprised by
too.
that. I thought she was gonna die. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. By the way, that's like beautiful looking. That I don't know how he made it, but that knife chair thing, that's awesome.
It's very ornate and I mean, I guess the production designers did it. Whoever those were should get some props.
So cool. They should get the prop knives. Yeah, yeah, I love that. I hope Ryan Johnson has that in his home or something.
Oh, someone's got to have it, right? I hope that wasn't like dismantled after this movie.
No way. Come on.
Yeah, it should be in the Smithsonian.
Yeah. One more question. When at the end, Jamie Lee finds that letter that the dad gave her, that was like, or that he was going to give her, that's like, hey, your husband's cheating on you. And she does something that I guess might be a real thing, but I've never seen before. She takes the paper and she puts a lighter under it, and it like shows her the ink. Is that a real thing?
I mean, there's lots of different kinds of invisible ink.
Right, but is that one?
I've never heard of it, but it didn't seem like that much of a stretch to me.
Right, so I was going to ask you, somebody way smarter than me, what they thought. And I guess you don't know either.
I don't think I'm way smarter than you.
Oh, I do.
You do? Way? I think I'm smarter than you, Logan, for sure. But way seems like pushing it.
Oh, I feel
you're a smart guy, Logan. You don't know anything. That's the problem. You are smart. You have great critical thinking skills. You have
good instincts. I'm just
good instinct, great mental acuity, but you don't. You just don't know stuff. You never read a book.
Right, never read. But I will. I will read Rainbow's Gravity. No, wait, Gravity's Rainbow.
Very good. By Pinchon Thomas. All right.
And then it fucking ends. It's amazing. She's on in the house. Everyone's down below. The camera moves out. You look up at her.
Yeah.
She's looking down. It says my house, my family, my coffee, whatever.
This is my I always say the last 3 shots of this movie are the most emotionally satisfying to me of any movie, because
them below, her up top.
It's her up top and them below. I think that shot's amazing. Maybe the best shot in the movie.
The one shot, like the one where you see everybody in the frame.
Yeah, from the side.
Yeah.
And then it cuts down to Jamie Lee Curtis, like the family on the ground, just looking flustered and flabbergasted. Jamie Lee Curtis,
is, by the way,
smoking a cigarette.
Ransom has been taken to prison. He's been put in the car, and I love the part where Don Johnson's trying to pay him off. He's like, "No, look at all this money I got. I can like pay you guys. Don't take him to jail."
Yeah. Oh. And then the last shot of her with the mug. I mean, it's just goddamn. Like, that's the happiest ending for me in movie history, because I hate. There's nothing I hate more than rich people.
Yeah.
I would genocide. I would commit genocide on rich people if I could.
And by the way, at the start of the movie, when that maid is taking the food up to him and she sees that he's dead, that mug is what he's going to be drinking out of.
I did notice that. Yeah, in the opening scene when I like that she doesn't drop the tray. You expect her to just drop the tray.
Yes, I noticed that too. I was like,
but she just like lets a few things like fall off. It's interesting.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I guess that's Knives Out, right?
Yeah, it's a Stone Cold classic. It was a Stone Cold classic the second it appeared on the screen,
Mhm.
I think. And I don't think Ryan Johnson will ever top it.
I don't think so either. Some movies are just special, and this is one of those movies.
Yeah, I really believe that. I'll watch this for the rest of my life.
Me too.
Yeah.
And Uncut Gems too.
Well, I mean,
But-
I haven't put on Uncut Gems since I saw it the first time.
I've seen it like 3-4 times. I love that movie.
I should check it out again. I think
got
it's on my
fucking-
rewatch list.
Adam Sandler, basketball, Kevin Garnett, gambling.
How come Adam Sandler never made a basketball movie as one of
Julia
his comedies? Like,
He did Grown Ups.
oh, that's right. They do play a basketball game in that.
I think it starts where they were a team and their
Yeah.
coach died, and that's why they reunite.
You're totally right, dude. Oh my god. Did he do every sport? Because he did the longest
No.
yard too. And
Well, he
Waterboy.
did the Waterboy.
Yeah, he loves football.
Yeah, but that's the only one I can think of. There's no baseball movies.
Sandler's got to do a baseball movie before he dies, I think.
Well, Schneider did.
He did hockey. He did hockey and golf in Happy Gilmore.
You're right. You're right.
He's got to
Um,
do a baseball movie.
The Benchwarmers. That's Schneider, but Sandler's not in that one.
He produced it. Yeah.
Oh, he did. He okay.
Mhm. We could
I can't- I
cover
can't
that.
think
There's
of-
a sequel to Benchwarmers called Benchwarmers 2 Breaking Balls.
Yeah, I kind of like Benchwarmers. I think that was like one of my comfort movies for a little. I would like
Are you
fall asleep to
kidding
that
me?
movie. It was like on Netflix for a bit, and I was like, I'll fall asleep to the Benchwarmers. I did that for like 2 weeks straight.
What's that? It's Rob Schneider, David
John
Spade,
Heater.
and Napoleon Dynamite.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, David. And it's weird because Rob Schneider's like the cool guy in the group. He's like the one that's good at baseball.
Yeah. Well, he was the most famous of the three at that point, I guess. Because he had done like Deuce Bigelow and shit.
Probably. Who's the other one? John Heater, him, and who else?
Spade.
He's probably always been most famous. I think Spade's most famous.
Spade, when Spade was with Farley, he was more famous.
I kind of don't even know.
Well,
I
that was,
think Rob Schneider.
you weren't alive, dude. Like, I'm talking about like mid 90s, Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. Those were coming out, and Rob Schneider was still just like making copies. That guy. So like, it wasn't until Deuce Bigelow that Rob Schneider became like a star for a second.
Yeah, well, I mostly only knew him as like the guy in Big Daddy, the guy in 50 First Dates, the guy.
You can do it.
Right, the
That
water
guy.
boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
He
Yep.
shows up in Little Nicky.
I don't remember him, but I bet he does.
I'm just saying, I rewatched Little Nicky last week. He's in it.
Yeah, is he good?
I mean, he just does that "you can do it" thing.
Oh, he does that again.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the one where Sandler does it to him?
Oh,
The
good
animal? Is that the
question. It
animal?
might be the animal.
I think it's the animal. Anyway, I give this 5 stars. It's a fucking great movie, and
Yeah.
this was the best it's ever been for me. I think
Wow.
it's the most I've
Um,
ever liked it.
I got choked up this time, which I don't always.
When at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
hmm It's just such a happy ending.
All right. So we both give it 5.
Fuck
Who's your
those
MVP?
people. Like, fuck them all. Ana de Armas is my MVP. I think she carries this thing.
Me too. Oh, I forgot to say something. I have for my LVP. I have Jacob written down. He's the young kid, and I'll be honest. I've had a lot of like thinking back on this movie. I've thought like, oh, that stuff's annoying. The stuff with the kid and like the snowflake. And all
I
that
love
stuff.
that shit.
But yeah, watching it this time, it didn't really bother me. It just seems like it seems real. It seems like that is how it was. It didn't seem like he was
that's why
stretching
like
for
everyone
anything.
talking shit about all the pandemic stuff in the second one. Like that
I have a
didn't-
theory. We'll get to it.
that didn't bother me because like
I think he did it for a plot purpose. We'll get.
Oh, interesting. But I think in the first one, like it's already set up that this is a series that feels comfortable commenting on what's going on in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. It didn't. That was sort of a fear that I had, was that some of that sort of like social, like of the time stuff would bother me, but it didn't bother me.
No, it holds up. And frankly, that's just part of what the world is. Like half of them are Nazis and half of them are do-gooders. And fucking, and so we have that dichotomy in this movie between 13 Reasons Why girl and Jerk Off guy.
Yes,
He's actually the kid from Midnight Special. You ever see that movie?
No, but he's in everything. He's also in It. He's Henry from the Book of Henry. This guy's like
He's
in,
Henry
like,
from the Book of Henry.
Yeah, he's Henry from the Book of Henry.
Hilarious.
He's also in The Lodge, I think, right? Isn't he the boy in The Lodge?
He's the kid
son?
from the Lodge. God damn, you're right.
I'm sure if you look, this
Is
guy's
this kid
been
my
in like
favorite actor?
eight famous things you've seen. This kid's very famous.
Wild shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's your LVP?
My LVP, I had that kid written down, but then I don't think it's that bad. I'm gonna go with the one character who is not even a famous person. They couldn't even care less. I'm gonna go with Michael Shannon's wife.
She is a famous person. Fuck you, Ricky Lindholm.
Not famous to me.
She's hilarious. She's one of the funniest women in the world.
Well, you can take her out in the movie.
And she's hot. Like Ricky Lindholm's really special, I think, because like the way she looks, you wouldn't think she's funny, and she's funnier than she is hot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. You never listened to Garfunkel and Oates or checked out that show?
No.
She's good. She's like an improv comedian. She's very good.
No, I'm not doubting you.
Okay.
I just didn't know her.
All right. So she's your LVP?
Yeah.
I
only
do
'cause she's
kind
in
of
it
think
the
she has
least.
nothing to do. Like I'm a fan of her, like, but the most she does in this movie is just like, oh, hey, there's Ricky Lindholm.
You can't go the grandma because I like how other people act with her, and she
Dude,
catches
the
ransom.
one scene with Daniel Craig, and then when Daniel Craig is like talking to them as a group, and she like laughs at something, like she shows a little cognizance. Like she's worth it for those two scenes.
And she catches ransom. She knows that he came back later and that he's the one that did it.
True.
And all that fucking makes sense too. Where earlier you saw Ransom leave the party, so then when Anna shows up or Marta shows up, she says, "Ransom, you're back already," and you're like, "Oh, that makes sense." Because you wouldn't even think about it, but then when the reveal happens, you're like, "Fucking hell, that makes perfect sense."
Yeah. Oh God, it's a good script.
Great job, Ryan.
You want my LVP?
Yep.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yes, I didn't see him in this one, but he's also in that next one too.
He's you don't see him; it's just his voice. But it's the worst moment in the entire movie. It's when they're watching that. It's her sister at the beginning. Marta's sister is watching like a mystery
Like a
show,
murder show.
yeah, on like her laptop, and like you hear the show, and it's annoying because it doesn't sound like a real show. It sounds like a bunch of actors like fucking around trying to pretend like they're doing a show like that. And one of those is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and and very predictable. He has 2 lines in this movie, and they are the worst delivered lines by anybody.
You really think that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't notice him, so I got to go with Ricky Lindholm.
Poor Ricky. At least Kate Micucci didn't get hit. All right, let's talk about Glass Onion, I guess. So this one comes to us 3 years later, and so when Knives Out came out and was a hit, this was a Lionsgate release, and they immediately greenlit a second one. But like, it was going to be like the same thing. Like everyone was going to get paid the same. They were just going to make a second one of these. And Rian Johnson was like, I think I get some fucking money for this shit. Like that was a hit.
Wait, they were going to do like with the same cast? Everyone was going to get paid?
No. They were just going to like they were going to do, it would have been Glass Onion, but for Lionsgate. And he was like, I could probably get a good deal for this because it's an original property, which nobody's creating anymore. And it was an instant hit.
Yeah, instantly. And Benoit Blanc was instantly like a cultural...
Every review of the movie said, make more movies with Benoit Blanc.
Yeah, no, he's instantly... everyone loves him. He's like Fletch, kind of.
He's a little like Fletch.
Everyone wants more Fletch.
I do.
Especially the D-Train.
Yeah, make more John Hamm Fletch movies, motherfuckers.
Yeah, what are you doing, you cowards?
You are cowards. All right. So he makes a deal. He puts it out on the market, this franchise. Who wants it? Knives Out, baby. And he says, I'm going to make 2 more. That was what the deal was for. 2 more Knives Out movies. And he got fucking bidders. It was between Netflix, Amazon, and Apple Plus. All the streamers, they wanted this shit. And
is it Apple TV or Apple Plus?
Apple Plus. Apple
What's
TV,
Apple TV
is like a thing where like it's like
Oh, it's like an Apple TV.
yeah, it's like an Apple TV.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apple Plus is their streaming service though, and but they got beat by Netflix. Netflix bought the rights to put out 2 sequels to Knives Out for $469 million.
That is nuts.
That
I
is
never ever
outrageous.
heard that ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Like I'm the biggest fan of this
I
in the
don't
world,
either.
and I don't think it's worth it.
What are they gonna get? Like 100 million or like 50 million subscribers because of Knives Out?
There's no goddamn way.
Is that gonna justify that price?
Yeah. Well, that's why next month they're gonna crack down on password sharing. Everybody's got to
Oh,
watch Knives Out
yeah.
on their own.
But haven't they been like threatening that for years?
Yeah, but now they're like doing it.
They're actually doing it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, I just use my mom's Netflix, so I think I'm probably good.
But doesn't it make it where you can't do that?
But I think you're
Isn't that the whole
allowed to,
point?
like, within a family unit.
How do they know?
I don't know.
They're like, this is your friend, Rebecca. You can't use this anymore. But
Yeah,
they're like, oh, this is your mom.
I have no fucking idea how this is gonna work. I think it's gonna be a shit show, like current Twitter. By the way, if you're on Twitter still, you support Nazis. Next, November 23rd, 2022 was the release date of this movie in theaters. My friend Nathaniel saw it. Said ass onion. You didn't like it. They gave it a $40 million budget again, which is great. Keep it at 40 every movie. Don't make it bigger.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because this movie, it even felt a little bigger, despite the $40 million price tag. And I understand that for a sequel, you want to go bigger and better and faster and more. But,
This felt bigger to you?
Yeah, because the first movie is about rich people, okay? But they're rich off of like
There's a car chase, though. This one's all mostly like one room and a pool.
yeah, but there's like an enormous explosion at the end and shit.
Yeah, that looks kind of bad.
I thought it looked okay.
No. I kind of thought so. And then he does like that thing. I mean, he shoots it basically like that throne room scene from The Last Jedi. And he does that thing where
That's
it
so
cuts,
funny. I never thought about that, but you're totally right.
like everything's on fire. The drapes are on fire. Fire's falling from the ceiling. And he does a shot where like it starts left and it just like slowly moves to the right and shows the entire room on fire. And I don't know. The thing you complained about with Banshees, I had way more with this movie.
Interesting. Yeah, it didn't bug me in this movie, but
Yeah.
maybe just because Banshees is so grounded otherwise, you know?
That's absolutely fair.
Yeah. How do we get on it?
I forgot.
Oh, I was saying the first movie, the reason this one feels bigger to me is that the first movie is about people that gained money through a guy's novels and then like a publishing company, Blood Like Wine. And in this movie, these people aren't rich. Edward Norton is wealthy. You know, that's different. That's a different thing.
What do you mean?
There's a difference, as Chris Rock once said, between...
What are you saying? Wealthy is way more?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying wealthy is not as much. Because he offers to pay like $1 billion at one point.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in the first movie, like that's...
He's like Elon Musk, basically, this guy. They even make a joke. Like, the whole thing is like, I would have thought this guy was smart, but he's real stupid. Like, it's like exactly the thing that we went through with Elon.
Why'd
like
you say it like that? I thought that was clever.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess I did say it like it was really, but I'm more saying it like that's like a thing that like you do think like people are smart, and then you hear them, and you're like, what the fuck are you? talking
it's
about?
true. Like if you asked me like 5 years ago, like who's Elon Musk, I'd be like, isn't he like this genius?
Yeah,
like,
and then you get to know him.
Yeah, and then like you hear him talk for like 5 minutes, and it's like you're not only not a genius, you are a fucking moron.
Yeah, I like how Benoit delivers it too. He's like, he is an idiot.
Yeah.
He's just like so matter of fact with the whole thing. He's incredible.
And people try to defend him a little bit, and he's like, no, he's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, but don't they say? He says like, don't they say that about the craziest geniuses or something? Yeah, but you're just stupid. It's great.
Exactly.
I love
the
Daniel
torture
Craig's
genius thing.
incredulousness in that moment. It's so good. The sort of Ana de Armas character in this film is Janelle Monáe. Yeah. And I want to say I got spoiled on something.
Oh.
Yeah.
That there was a sister?
Yep. Because I made the mistake the night before I watched this. I didn't follow the news on this movie, so I didn't know what the cast was. So I was like, let me look up the cast, and so I looked up the cast, and Janelle Monáe was third billed and is credited as two different characters.
Yep.
So the entire fucking movie, I'm just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was hoping, which turned out to be true. I just didn't want that to be like the ultimate twist, like the end of the fucking movie.
Right.
But
so you were
like,
able to enjoy the last half of the
exactly. Yeah,
movie.
it gets revealed like an hour in, maybe, and
Yeah.
and then after that, I had no idea what was going to happen, so that was good.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know. I knew like Hudson, Han, Batista, Orton, Ed Norton. I didn't know Outer
Orton?
Banks was.
That would be great if
I
it was Randy Orton.
They should get Randy Orton for the next one.
Both members of Evolution.
He's like Randy Orton half the time, but then he's the Viper when he's killing people.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. He goes to that place.
Yeah, you see his eyes roll back, and he's like banging on the mat.
He hears voices in his head.
Yeah, you know exactly what's about to happen.
They
but I didn't know.
They comfort him. Anyway, go ahead.
I didn't know Outer Banks was in this show. I didn't know that Madeline Klein is the actor's name. I didn't know she was in this show, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, Janelle Monáe. My impulse with her was always stop acting because you're a great singer. Like I like Janelle Monáe's music. I've seen her live, and she's an amazing performer. And I just think she's much better at that than she is at acting. That said, I think this is easily the high point of her acting career.
Do you think she does a good Alabama accent?
I thought she did okay, but I was going to ask you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't talk with people from around here to know well enough.
Oh, come on,
but
you grew up around them.
But I don't know, like the difference between like an Alabama accent and like a Tennessee or like Louisiana. I mean, Louisiana's pretty obvious, but yeah, I thought she was fine. Whatever.
Yeah, Louisiana's just like Rennie from BB10.
Yeah, exactly. Krista from BB2.
Very good. All right. So Daniel Craig plays Benoit Blanc again, and we first meet him in a bathtub.
Playing Among Us.
He is playing Among Us.
With
How'd you
Kareem
feel about that?
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, okay. So
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I didn't. I was pretty down on the movie at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate cameos, gang. I'm not a fan of them.
I didn't know who the other people were. So like when Tim was like, "Fuck this," I didn't really know.
Well,
Or was it you who said "fuck this"?
Yeah, I don't know. One of them was Angela Lansbury, and they used her because she's from the show Murder, She Wrote. So that's like a classic mystery show. And then one of them is Natasha Lyonne from like Russian Doll and American Pie. I had no fucking idea why she was there.
Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah, see, the Angela Lansbury thing made sense to me, and then the rest of them just seemed like random celebrities.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. So that was a little annoying. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, also another person who's doing something he's worse at.
What, acting?
Yeah, he's an incredible basketball player, and now he's a writer.
Oh yeah, he does write. Didn't he write an episode of what's that show with?
He wrote a Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars, yeah.
And he writes a weekly column for the Hollywood Reporter, which is just like
That's
Kareem
right.
Abdul-Jabbar has some shit to say about the entertainment industry, and it's never anything like revelatory. It's just like
What?
It's like something you'd expect a basketball player to think.
What's weird about him is like he's one of the 3 greatest players of all time or whatever. Okay, and all the other players that are great, Shaq, Charles Barkley, Reggie
Jordan.
Miller. Well, I guess, yeah, all those people have jobs in basketball. Like they work for TNT, they own a team, they work for Fox, whatever it is. But it's kind of weird that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't have a job in basketball.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar always had interests aside from basketball. I mean, I watched that Winning Time show on HBO, and they pretty much portrayed it like he had his foot out the door until Magic Johnson was like, "Let's be awesome."
Yeah, let's try and win, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So, yeah. So We meet him in the bath. We find out he's gay.
Who?
Benoit Blanc.
They say that?
It's implied heavily, and
That's like a thing people have said on
Ryan
on
Johnson
Twitter and
confirmed
stuff.
it. Ryan Johnson confirmed it in an interview. That's why.
I didn't catch that in the movie at all. Okay.
I believe that his boyfriend is Hugh Grant.
Oh, they're boyfriends. I didn't catch that.
You hear Hugh Grant yelling at him from the other room, and at first I thought it was supposed to be like, "This is my assistant" or something. But
I thought they were just roommates.
But we only see them like in the context of that home. I think they're gay lovers.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. I liked Hugh Grant. Like, that's fine. Like, that's a cameo I'm okay with because he's playing a character.
You know what I didn't like?
What?
Serena Williams.
That didn't bother me, actually.
That was so. I was like, what is she doing? Does this thing exist? How does she?
No, of course not.
So then, what the hell is going on?
It's just a joke. It's just trying to show you
It's not that
something
funny.
like all the insane things that Ed Norton would spend his money on. It's not that funny, I agree, but it's fine.
But this makes you think. I mean, they have a similar thing in Harry Potter where like you can look at the pictures and like Dumbledore will be there for a little bit, right?
Well, she says she's on the clock, right? So I got to assume
But that's not real. That
Like-
makes no sense.
that makes sense. Like 2 hours a day, she's on call to do these exercise
2 hours a day,
sessions.
Serena Williams goes to do a session of like whoever's there. They can.
That's
bike
how
with
much
Serena
money
Williams.
this guy's giving her.
I guess so. He's very rich, very rich. But I don't know. That sort of bothered me.
It's fun to see Ed Norton in a movie.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I feel like
You ever seen Motherless Brooklyn?
no.
He directed that, right?
I know. Does he like do anything? Like Edward Norton has to have one of the most disappointing acting careers of any actor.
People don't like him, right?
Yeah, he comes across like a pain in the ass on the set, and he's like got big demands all the time too. And it's because he was awesome right from the start. His first movie's Primal Fear. He's already
People
one of the
said he was
leads. He got
fucking-
nominated for an Oscar.
People said Brando, De Niro, Norton. That was like
Right.
the next guy up.
Yeah, I mean, it really felt that way in the late '90s. He did like Primal Fear, into American History X, into Fight Club, into 25th Hour. Like it was so many classics in a row, and now I just feel like when was the last time anyone gave a shit?
Yeah, I'm looking. He wrote Motherless Brooklyn also. He was in The French Dispatch. You watch that one?
Yeah, he shows up in Wes Anderson movies now. He's one of those guys. He's in a few of them.
Yeah, he played as a voice in Sausage Party. I don't even remember that.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Stone.
he was in Birdman.
I think that's his last great movie, Stone, 2010. I mean, he hasn't
Grand
really done
Budapest.
anything since then. Yeah, but
That
that's
doesn't
just
count.
it's just a Wes Anderson movie.
Okay. Well, he also uses Adrian Brody a lot. Guess I didn't notice that.
What's Anderson?
Moonrise Kingdom, that doesn't count.
No, that's a great movie, but again, it's just like it's a Wes movie. Like he throws Ed Norton in like a trooper, like a Boy Scout uniform for that movie. Like he's just there. It's like stunt casting.
Yeah. Well, I liked him. I thought he was good in this movie. I liked his eyes. I don't know what was going on with his eyes, but his eyes looked pretty weird. I liked them.
What the fuck? I didn't notice
Yeah.
anything.
They were
with
like
his
very
eyes.
blue, very like blue glazed over, like he's seen a dead body. You really get like because he's seen that woman that died and came back.
Yeah, he killed Janelle Monáe. And so he's part of this collective. He got famous from inventing a thing, but really Janelle Monáe invented it, and they went to court together and shit.
Yeah, and he beat her. Everyone like sided with him for
Yeah.
some reason.
Well, I think just because he's rich, he had a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, I love that. This, The White Lotus. The first season was all about how shitty wealthy people are, and I loved it. And then the second season was like, let's not be about that at all.
Well, that's about sex. The second season, if you don't remember.
The second season is about how cool it is to be rich. They could go so many places.
No.
do so many
Mike
things.
White said it's about sex. I feel like we have to listen to that.
Well, I don't think Mike White was making the show he thought he was making.
Yeah, that's fair.
He was making a much dumber fucking show, much more
By the way-
sellout fucking show.
Did you like when Ed Norton is introduced that outfit that he's wearing? Did you catch that?
I don't remember.
What? It's like one of the funniest parts of the entire movie.
What's he
When,
wearing?
when Ed Norton shows up to the bar and she's like, "I want to introduce you all to Ed Norton."
Oh, he looks like fucking Frank T.J. Mackey from Magnolia.
Oh, I was so confused till you said Magnolia. Yeah, he's fucking Tom Cruise in Magnolia. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And one of the characters is even like, "Whoa, I love your hair."
I know. It's like he designed himself. Like he saw Magnolia and thought that character is awesome, and
It's
then like
so
designed
funny.
himself after. It's great.
He's got like the vest and everything. He's wearing the entire getup.
Yeah,
It's very funny. I thought.
I thought so too. So the rest of the crew, you've got Catherine Hahn, who everyone loves now from that WandaVision.
It was Agatha all along.
She's gonna get a spinoff. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
That's not gonna be good.
I'm not gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it?
I don't want to.
Don't.
I've watched them all though. No, I skipped What If.
Yeah, you skipped What If.
Someone give me permission to skip that Catherine Hahn show? I need one of the listeners to give me permission.
Maybe it's good.
Fuck off. So you also have Leslie Odom Jr.
I think it's Odom.
I mean, sure.
I don't say Lamar Odom. It's Lamar Odom.
I just overpronounced it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you do that. Sarandon.
Yeah, Sarandon. Now, he's a good actor. He's very good. He got his start really, like his break was Hamilton, which not into. But I've liked what he's done with his career since then. I thought he was very, very good as Sam Cooke in that One Night in Miami film that Regina King directed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has
And
she done anything since was it her son or her daughter? It was her son, right?
What happened?
Her son like killed himself.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if I don't want to spread misinformation. I don't know if he killed himself or if he just died, but like last year her son died or something.
Well, she hasn't done anything in a while. You're right. It's been a couple of years, but she's signed on. She's going to play Shirley Chisholm, America's first black congresswoman, in a film directed and written by John Ridley, the guy who wrote 12 Years a Slave.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Also starring Terrence Howard. I thought that fucker fucking retired.
Yeah, what a liar.
Yeah, bitch. I thought Best Man Final Chapters was going to be your last thing. I haven't started watching it yet.
Yeah, he killed himself. He was 26 years old.
God, your mom's Regina King. Like he must have been messed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very, very sad. I feel horrible for Regina King. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
glad she's doing stuff.
I am too. But that movie she made was very good and well cast. So we also have Kate Hudson, who, we haven't seen Kate Hudson in a while.
Yeah, you dug up everybody for this movie.
Yeah. She, we first meet her in that big party that Yo-Yo Ma is at. I fucking hated that scene.
Yeah, didn't know who it was till IMDb.
Worst scene in the movie. Worst scene in any Knives Out movie. I was
Worse than Among Us?
Yeah. This was like the Kate Hudson scene was like, I'm like,
so you're really off at this point.
I was like, is this going to be bad? I was worried. And like, I already
and
have,
the twist. You're already like,
yeah,
fucking hell, there's two Andys.
I have like two friends that by this point I'd seen giving it bad reviews. And I was like,
Was one Tim?
One was Tim. One was Nathaniel, who of course famously said ass onion.
Yeah.
He's a professional scientist. Okay. So that's Kate Hudson. I thought she was good in this, actually.
Yeah, she's sort of doing the Almost Famous thing.
It sort of feels like that could be the Almost
She's like
Famous
the gypsy,
character grown up.
Magician lady who knows like what's like mystical.
But constantly accidentally racist.
Oh yeah, that's a funny ongoing joke. She
Yeah.
has like a sweatshop and she offends the Jewish people. And
Please, I love that line. Please don't tell me you think they manufacture sweatpants.
Yeah, I thought she was kind of good. She has like a few lines, and I thought she was pretty good.
Jessica Henwick, man, she's from the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Who's she there?
She's on those Netflix shows back when they did those, like Iron Fist and The Defenders. I think she was on. But then she was also the lady in Love and Monsters, which I thought was a pretty fun movie.
All right, I don't know that one.
Yeah, so she's good. I was excited to see her too, and I had a little bit of a crush on her too.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So then you also have Batista, the animal.
Luke,
Yeah,
the animal.
and I mean, it's so crazy that Batista just like has an acting career now. Like
Yeah, I fucking love
talented
Batista, too.
directors consistently cast Batista and shit.
Yeah, I adore him.
Who directed Blade Runner 2049?
Denis Villeneuve.
Right, that guy. He's in that. James
So is
Gunn
Ana de
put
Armas.
him in the Guardians. Yeah, good point, man. That was kind of her breakout. That was the first thing I ever saw her in. If you go back,
no, mine was Knock Knock.
oh no, I saw that later, and oh my god, that movie's incredible.
Oh, Tim, watch that one if you've never seen Knock Knock.
Yeah, it's underrated, I think. But the first thing I ever saw her in was Blade Runner 2049. And if you go back and listen to the Blade Runner 2049 episode, it's one of my proudest moments because
You nailed it.
I predicted that Ana de Armas was going to be a star.
This is like when people go back and listen to our Prey episode, and they're like, "Damn, they nailed that." What's that actor's name? What was that?
Oh yeah,
like, she's gonna be a star.
Her name's like Action Jackson or something, right?
It's like
Suicide McGee. It's a crazy name.
It's some like Native American name, right?
Oh wait, I think I got it. Amber Mid-Thunder, isn't that right?
Mid-Thunder. Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Mid-Thunder. Yeah. We said the same about her.
Yeah, good call. Yeah. And well, time will tell on that one, but I think time has already told on my Ana de Armas prediction.
Has she been nominated for like any major awards at all in her career? I mean, she probably will.
She's
For
currently
Blonde, right?
nominated for a Golden Globe for Blonde.
Yeah, I guess so. Remember, she was in Dark Water too.
Dark
That's how she met
Water.
Affleck.
What the fuck is that?
Deep Water.
Deep Water. Oh fuck yeah, that movie's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great time.
I recommend
Deep
that movie
Water.
to anybody who wants a boner.
What?
What's a hot movie?
To bone her.
No, who wants a boner?
Okay, that's what I thought you said, but
Yeah.
I was confused. Okay, yeah,
It's just a hot ass movie. Fucking Adrian Lyne, the guy who made like Fatal Attraction and shit, like this Indecent Proposal or whatever. I don't know.
yeah.
What else we got?
And the cast.
Yeah,
Well, his girlfriend, I guess we sort of talked about, right, is
that's
from Outer Banks.
Batista's girlfriend, who is
Her name's
also
Whiskey.
yeah, she's boning
Norton.
Norton as well. Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
and I thought she was fun, and I mean, she's not given that much to do. She's kind of just asked to be hot, and she is.
Yeah, she does what she is asked. She actually does have a line at one point where I thought she was I couldn't tell if she was good or bad, but I thought leaning bad. Maybe I'll play it in the episode, but
Okay.
It was Andy! It was Andy! She killed Duke and she tore our room apart! I saw her!
I thought she was good actually in the scene where she thinks Janelle Monáe is trying to kill her.
that might have been the line I thought was bad. I can't
Oh,
remember.
really? Interesting.
Because she only says a few, but maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was before that. I don't know. Who else is there? I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it for like the main cast, and then everything.
He has a
else is
mom.
just-
Batista has a mom.
Oh yeah,
that we
Jackie
meet at the very
Hoffman.
beginning.
She's fucking Jackie Hoffman, a great character actress. She's on that Only Murders in the Building now. And then Ethan Hawke shows up for one scene.
Oh, fucking Ethan. I didn't know about that either.
I
That
thought he
kinda
was going to
cool.
be a character. I was disappointed when he like went away right away.
Well, I knew the cast, so I knew he wasn't a character, but I didn't know he was in it, and so that was very cool. And yeah, he gives them all COVID shots, basically, but it's like a gun.
Yeah, I think the implication is that Ed Norton has access to the vaccine before anybody else does.
Do we know when this takes place?
It's like I think they
this
said
2020?
May 2020. So it's like still when we were like in lockdown and shit. And
Well, the first thing we see is Catherine Hahn cover her mask when she answers her door to get that big box. She's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot my mask," and so instantly you're like, "All right, so COVID's a thing."
yeah, like that's where we are now. You have to adjust to that. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I got used to it really fast.
I do see what Tim is saying, like because we're 2 years or 3 years removed, whatever. At this point, you really don't have to touch on it at all, and I feel like people wouldn't even notice it.
You don't
Like,
have
I'm-
to. He wanted to. Artists
He
should be
want-
allowed to do what they want.
I'll tell you why he did it. Why I think he did it anyway. Because in this movie, Ed Norton has the Mona Lisa, right? And you're wondering like, how the fuck did this dude get the Mona Lisa? Like even like the richest person in the world probably couldn't get the Mona Lisa.
Oh, so
But-
you're saying because the explanation at the Louvre was closed
Yes!
during lockdown? Yeah,
I
that
do
makes
think that's
sense.
why. That makes sense. They needed money for like because the museums aren't open or whatever, so they gave it to him. So I do think that sort of makes sense. Make COVID, make it where they're not getting any business. They sell the Mona Lisa to this guy. So in my head, that sort of made sense why he made COVID a thing.
I love that they destroyed the Mona Lisa at the end. I was hoping that would happen the entire movie.
Yeah, in the song, there's like a Mona Lisa song playing. I was into that. I like that song.
Yeah, it was cute.
By the way, they played Glass Onion at the end. Wait, that was gonna be our outro. Is that not our outro anymore because they play it?
I don't know, man. Whatever.
Or is Knives Out our outro?
Oh
Or
yeah,
something?
do the fucking Radiohead song. Yeah, that would be
All
great.
right, that's our second Radiohead outro, I think.
What was the
During,
first?
yeah, I'll tell you. During Saw 4, 5, and 6, whenever Strom puts his the pin through his throat and gets out of that tank, you were like, do the one where he has his head in the tank in the music video. So I did that one for that.
No surprises. That's right. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that scene looks exactly like fucking that No Surprises.
Yeah,
video.
it's just
That's so
filling up
funny.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
All right. All right. So we did the cast. You want to walk us through the plot a little bit? I feel like you're good at this.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right, so they all get invited to the island, right? But oh wait,
Wait,
Andy
but they're
is
invited through that like the box thing. I like that was the one part of like the first section of this movie that I was pretty into.
Oh,
Like
really?
that sort of puzzle box they were all doing.
Yeah, I mean that seemed kind of nothing to me. I didn't really
No,
care
no,
for it or not care for it.
I didn't care for it until the great punchline when Janelle Monáe receives hers and just takes a fucking hammer to it.
Yes, and I'll tell you, when I saw that, I was like, "Why is this woman so fucking sad?" And then later in the movie, when you realize that's the sister there cleaning up the stuff, and it gets dropped off, I'm like, "Oh, that's why she looks
Yeah.
so damn depressed."
She's
at the
literally in
beginning.
her dead sister's apartment at that moment.
Yeah, I remember thinking that when I watched it. I was like, "Why is she so goddamn sad?"
No, I did too. I mean, but you're supposed to be wondering about that character. I love like Benoit Blanc. I mean, eventually, like he knew who she was the whole time. But I like that moment where he's trying to like feel out how people feel about her, and he says like, "That was quite her presence caused quite a stir."
Yeah. So that's the sister, and Benoit gets invited, but not by Ed Norton, but by the sister,
Yeah.
and he's there to find out who killed the sister.
Dude, I love so much that Ed Norton is putting on like a murder mystery party and Benoit Blanc just solves it instantly.
Yeah, subverting expectations as he loves to do.
But I like that he continued that little meta thread, which is like the first movie, like they're watching the stupid movie at the beginning, and then like he's writing mystery novels. So like it all takes place in like a mystery world. And in this one, like again, like it's a private island murder mystery game that becomes deadly.
Yes, and I love that part where Benoit Blanc is like, well, what do we win? And he's like, well, what do you want? He's like, nothing. I just assume you said they win something. I thought we'd win, I don't know, an iPad or something. He's like, oh, you fucking get an iPad. I thought that's like one of the best scenes in the whole movie. He's so hysterical.
You want to talk about his fashion, man? I know you're impressed.
Yeah, he wears like 6 outfits and they all rule. They're all the greatest outfits. I'm going to go buy them all.
Hey, you know who looks incredible in a scarf? Daniel Craig, apparently.
He looks great in everything. His pants are pulled up to like his belly button all the time, and his shirts are tucked in, so you just see like these big pants.
He's so summer,
perfectly
man.
fit.
Yeah, it's the best summer look. It's so laid back and easy, and like all his shirts are made of linen and shit. It's great. Although I love when someone asks him, "What material is this?" Beautiful, cotton.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that, I guess. Okay, when Andy, it's revealed like the whole thing about Andy, how that's the sister.
The
and everything.
Janelle
Well, I guess-
Monáe character.
Yes, and she's going around looking for everybody to see if they have motives and opportunities. That's like a big section of the movie, right?
Right, and she finds that everybody has a motive and an opportunity. I love that she compares it to Clue, and I thought it was a neat little cute twist that Benoit Blanc has like a disdain for Clue because he's bad
he
at it.
sucks at it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's a Clue reference in the first one too. Who says like
Really?
someone says Harlan basically lived in a Clue board.
Yeah, who said that? Jamie Lee, maybe.
Maybe Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh,
I feel like it's one of the cops.
Anyway, all the motives that they were giving, it was supposed to be like they were supposed to be giving motives for why they would kill Andy's sister. But then all the motives they were giving, I was like, isn't this a motive to kind of kill the other guy too? So all the motives for the sister, I thought didn't really work for me. Where Batista's like his girlfriend is with Ed Norton and he wants to get a spot on his show, but he keeps declining him. I didn't understand why that would lead to him wanting to kill the sister.
Well, I think the declining is
That would want the sister dead?
the
She's like, oh, yeah, that's a motive. That's a motive for him to kill my sister. That's good. She like marks him off the list.
Well, but I think like in order, he wants to be famous, right? He can't get famous off of Janelle Monáe, but if Ed Norton gives him a spot on that show, then he's famous.
But he's not giving him a spot. He keeps saying no and then keeps still sleeping with his girlfriend.
But
then
the idea is that
Yeah.
he would get the opportunity, which he eventually, I mean, it doesn't pan out, but later on, like when he catches Ed Norton in the lie of cheating, he does get a spot on that show. He uses that.
Yeah, and then when the other people, Catherine Hahn and Leslie Odom, when they're talking about like that we have that material, and if it goes out there, then it's gonna be like everyone's houses are gonna blow up. Like, isn't that a reason to not want this guy around because he has the stuff and he's gonna like have that meeting with everybody? All the motives I thought were motive to kill
I
this
think
guy.
no. But I think they all have contentious relationships with Ed Norton. They're definitely setting that up alongside the motives to kill the sister. But I think, listen, Ryan Johnson has a lot to say about money and wealth in these movies, which I appreciate, and he's not a fucking sellout like Mike White, and he continued the thread into the second thing. And I think everybody just none of them genuinely like Ed Norton, but they all need him because he's so wealthy.
Yeah, I guess they do need him, but
It's the kind of thing like you'll keep someone in your life that you want to murder if they have money because you're that greedy.
Yeah, I guess so. I just thought all the reasonings was like, wouldn't their life be easier without this dude? It just seemed like all their worries would go away.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have as much money.
No money. Yeah, I guess you're right.
That means everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point. By the way, when Batista finds out, he's like the first one to see on his phone because I guess Benoit Blanc made it where the news won't go out of the death so that he can go here and interview all these people without them knowing. Because if they know she's dead, no one's going to cooperate, right? So that's why she's there, to pretend like she's the real person.
Yeah.
So that nobody knows anything's messed up. But then Batista sees on his phone that she killed herself. And he's like, whoa, goddamn, I got to show this to Ed Norton. But how is he not flipping out? Because wasn't that person alive 2 seconds ago in that room with him? Like, and now she's dead on the news?
Well, yeah, he's confused.
He wasn't confused. He was like, I got to show my buddy. You know, he showed no confusion. I thought it was a weird reaction.
Well, it might be because Batista's a wrestler.
Yeah. Or Ryan Johnson fucked up. Didn't direct the
Ryan
scene
Johnson
properly.
doesn't fuck up ever. What? Well, he does when he puts Joseph Gordon-Levitt and shit, I guess.
He's in this one. He does the bong sound effect.
He's that guy.
Yeah, he does the 1 hour.
Well,
bong.
he's better in this one than he was in the last one because I thought that was a funny bit.
Yeah, that's
He
pretty good.
says that he got Philip Glass to compose it, and he calls him
Yeah.
Phil Glass. Hilarious.
Yeah, Phil Glass. Is that a Glass Onion thing? Is that because it's called Glass Onion?
No,
Is that
that's a famous composer.
I know it's a famous person, but is that why I said Glass? Because it'd be good.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's all keeping with the theme, I suppose. But also, it just sounds like something Philip Glass would compose.
Anyway, so what happens? Ed Norton kills her, but not really because she has a book, and then they put hot sauce on her, Jeremy Renner's hot sauce,
Yeah.
and it like drips into her nose. That's kind of
Right.
a good
Oh, I
moment.
like that moment, the nose thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know what Ed Norton's plan there was, though. He only takes one shot with that gun. He thinks like that one bullet's gonna get her. Like he's good.
Yeah, one shot drops it and then runs off.
Yeah.
Doesn't like. Yeah,
I wasn't
Yeah.
so sure about that.
I guess he thought the glass would break immediately and he would be exposed, but the glass sort of stays
it
shattered.
just goes through a hole. You're right.
Yeah, so I guess he thought I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
What else do I got? What else happens?
I mean,
Well, the envelope. She's got to find that envelope. It's got the napkin, right? She's got to get that original napkin that her sister wrote on.
yeah. Oh man, that's cute. Like if you go back now and watch that scene, you'll be like, oh, the envelope's behind there. You'll see the little red.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was
Yeah.
cool. I was wondering. I was like, that's kind of an interesting glass layout. How that is.
I thought
situated.
that too. Yeah.
And then it's like,
I
no,
guess we were
envelope.
supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah, great job, Ryan. And then it's discovered.
Hey, you know what I
that
don't
the-
like about Ryan Johnson? I've been so
What?
nice to this guy. Let me talk some shit.
Yeah.
Don't spell your name that way.
I mean, it's not his fault.
Get the fuck out of here with that I. That's a Y, bitch.
Yeah, I agree, but what's he gonna do? Go change it?
Yeah.
Then he'd have to change his Twitter handle.
If my parents gave me some fucking dumb name, I wouldn't use it.
Daniel, don't you hate Daniel?
It's all right. I like the name Daniel. The only problem is that like every famous Daniel is a piece of shit.
Did anyone in like 2015 was everyone like, "Damn, Daniel"? Was everyone saying that to you?
2015.
Damn,
Try
Daniel.
still today.
Really?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Uh,
Damn, Daniel.
the last time I remember it happening actually was like, it was a couple years ago. But I was like in for training. Like I was training for a job, and like one of the other trainees immediately when he heard my name said Dan.
Oh
Daniel.
my
Yeah.
god. Julie quit on the
And you
spot.
know what? I've never watched that video. I don't even know what it's a reference to.
It's like a guy who was like wearing Vans, and the other guy was videoing him, like hyping him up, being like, "Damn, Daniel, you got some cool Vans on, bro."
I'm pretty comfortable having never seen that.
All right, I'll play the audio clip. Just kidding. I probably will.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white van. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white vans. Thirsty, man. Damn. Daniel.
How did it end? They fucking catch the guy, right?
Well, they do. Yeah, I actually like the way this ended because the first movie has the big triumphant moment where like Benoit Blanc blows the case wide open and then it's done. You know, he's done it. But in this one, he blows the case wide open so that everybody knows what happened, but Ed Norton burns up the evidence and then nobody wants to go along with the actual story because they still want to be up Ed Norton's ass. And so Benoit Blanc basically has to say, like, my jurisdiction is done. I did this. You know, I solved the mystery, but there's nothing I can do now. So he just sort of like taps out, like with like 20 minutes left of the movie, and he goes outside and fucking hangs out with Daryl. And meanwhile, Janelle Monáe goes on that whole rampage where she's like destroying everything, which I loved.
Oh yeah, breaking all that glass again. Was that glass or ice? I don't know what it was.
More like ass.
Yeah, more like ass. But I liked it. I thought that was pretty cool. And then everybody joins in. Everybody starts breaking them also.
Yeah. And I liked that. And to me, like, that was giving them strength, like, to turn against this dude.
Yeah. I would say weaker in every area than the first one. But still, you're still on the ride. You like the twists and turns. It's not like too like cringy or anything, although there are a few moments that are like
What's cringy? I heard multiple people call this movie cringy, and I didn't really. I mean, I'll give you the cameos, like if you don't like that Serena Williams shit or whatever. But like, other than
I think that was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else. Like, I thought the dialogue and the plot were all like really well drawn, and it looks awesome. Like the layout of the island is really fucking well done, and the glass onion thing is interesting to look at and unique. And I don't know, it's a cool movie. Like I do think this is worse than Knives Out, like undeniably. No, I don't think anyone No, I actually did see.
I've already seen.
I saw a couple reviews say this is better, but I mean,
people were like, Rian Johnson really listened to every complaint y'all had and then doubled down and made an even better movie. I saw a tweet like that.
I mean, whatever. But I think it's easily worse. But I also think like it's a very satisfying sequel, and I think that this is proof of concept. Like you can make as many Benoit Blanc movies as you want.
I mean, I don't know how much this movie really works because it starts out where I know, but because Ed Norton does that whole thing where he's doing the murder mystery, and then Benoit Blanc talks to him, and he's like, all right, bro. I think it might just be how I watched it because I caught the fucking twist. Because they say Benoit Blanc says like, it's like you put a loaded gun on the table and you turn the lights off, and then somebody is gonna do something with it, something like that.
And then he stole that idea.
And he says like, now everybody on the island has the thought of you dying in their mind, and they all want to do it. And so when you're watching it, you're like, oh, so they all want to kill him. But then immediately after that, I saw him not die. So I guess that played a big part in it.
Were you
So-
excited that they kept calling it The Island because that's the name of your favorite season of The Challenge on MTV?
Yes, I was very excited by that. No Johnny Bananas, no Evelyn, so I was a little peeved by that.
Yeah,
But,
not
otherwise-
even a Derek Kaczynski in sight.
Yeah, Kenny, not even Kenny was able to be found.
Well, maybe we should be thankful for that.
Couldn't find
What?
what was that one girl's name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot to. She called herself like I'm the Libster or something like that.
What?
I don't know. I forgot what her name was.
All right, let's move on.
Coley. Her name was Coley. She called herself the Colster. She's
Good
like, I'm the
fucking
Colster.
call. I do remember Coley. All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
What do you give it?
I give it. I don't know what I give it. You gave it a 4. You already fucking spoiled me.
I don't care. Yeah, I wanted to review this. Like, I wanted to actually have a rating on this. I see it as a 4. I see it as a very far cry from a 5, but during the whole movie, basically, I was between a 4 and a 3. But then the more things popped up that I liked, like by the end of the movie, when I was thinking about it as a 3, it just didn't seem sufficient. Honestly, if I went half stars, it's probably a 3.5, but I don't do that, so it's a 4.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But I guess 3.5 would round up to a 4, right?
Yep.
We're going by that logic. So
And plus, I just have affection for it. Like if Ryan Johnson wasn't a director I like, maybe I'd give it a 3. But like, I love Benoit Blanc. I love Ryan Johnson. I loved most of this cast, and so it's a 4 for me.
yeah, no, I guess I agree with you. I can't go 3. That doesn't seem right. Damn,
Yeah.
I can give it a 2.
I know, that's stupid. So did my friend Nathaniel. He famously called it ass onion.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, my MVP has got to be Benoit Blanc. I thought he was fucking hilarious.
You going just straight up Craig in this one, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I might too. I mean, it's
Who
weird.
else was even in contention?
Because, yeah, I
Norton?
mean,
I thought Norton was good.
I think probably it would be Craig in 99% of these movies. It's just Ana de Armas is so special in that first one.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than him, I did think Ed Norton was great. Like, Ed Norton's such a fucking great actor. It's just, he's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me sad, actually.
Yeah. You see him in something like this, and it's like, man, he still got it. Why isn't he in more
He
shit?
Still fucking got it.
Yeah.
Who's your LVP?
I'm
I'm gonna go with Serena Williams.
Great choice. I'm very into that. Boy, Serena Williams. I might go Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah, I knew you would do that as soon as I saw that.
That was
IMDb
the
credits.
that
I
was the
he probably hates
most
that guy.
annoying cameo of any of the cameos for me. Just
Yeah,
because,
and he liked
like,
JGL in this one.
yeah, I have no problem with the JGL stuff in this one. It's very unobtrusive. And
Ethan Hawke, you liked him.
Ethan Hawke's good. I liked the dude, the trooper from the first movie, as the
Hugh
weed
Grant,
guy.
you liked
Yeah,
his gay lover apparently.
I thought the actor that played Catherine Hahn's husband at the beginning was pretty good. Like,
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy in a bunch of
yeah,
stuff.
he's around.
Yeah.
So really, like, you're left with, like, who's it going to be? Like the girl from Outer Banks, maybe. But I'm not going to go there. I'll stick with Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah, they find the right bathing suit for the Outer Banks girl. She does a good job.
They
So
sure
Yo-Yo
do.
Ma over Serena Williams.
Yeah. The Serena Williams cameo I at least found, like, slightly amusing. Whereas the Yo-Yo Ma cameo, I was just like, ugh. Like, I had, like, I recoiled.
All right, well, there you go. That's fucking Knives Out and Ass Onion. Although
Yeah.
we didn't think it was that ass. We thought it was
We'll
pretty
rank them 1, 2, but
Yeah.
like, you know, they're I fucking love these movies.
good. Yeah, almost as good as John Wick, probably. I would say.
Way better than John Wick.
I would say, yeah.
I think Glass Onion is better than every John Wick movie.
I was gonna say Knives Out better than the first John Wick, but John Wick 2 better than Glass Onion.
I think both of these movies are better than every John Wick movie.
I don't think that's true.
whatever. I don't know why you're even bringing up John Wick. Anyway,
I don't know either.
so that's fucking Knives Out. We'll be back in like a couple of days. We're doing the Christmas Chronicles
Oh yeah, we
with
still haven't
with
left
Kurt
Christmas.
Russell. That'll be on Tuesday/Wednesday, and then we've got some other stuff coming down the pike, don't
We'll
we?
finish BB10.
Finish
we
BB10
will talk
for
about what
compies.
we're watching.
Yeah, and I guess we're gonna do a heroes versus villains fucking Survivor.
Is that
season.
real? Is that real?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So in the meantime, fucking have a very Merry Christmas. We're recording this on the morning of Christmas Eve. And right after this, I'm going to get dressed and go to my parents' house.
Yes, and I'm gonna go in the kitchen and get me a donut.
Do you have a donut?
No, I fucking wish. I'm gonna go buy some donuts.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of in the mood now.
Yeah. What do you like? Just glazed? Just like normal glazed donuts?
Here's what I like. Strawberry frosted from Dunkin' Donuts.
Like in the inside?
No, the top. I don't like anything on the inside.
I fucking hate anything that explodes in my mouth.
Hell yeah. I don't want any fucking custard coming out of that shit. Just give me...
Even like when I was a kid, like Gushers, I could never do.
I don't like that
can't
either. I'm so with you, dude.
Yeah, I can't do that at all. But what do they call it? Like stuffed filling? Or what is that?
Yeah.
Jelly filling?
Whatever it is, jelly film. I don't like any of that. Custard, jelly. Just give me the donut and put some shit on top of it.